Mr. Amano's work and philosophy informs literally everything that we do.
Hi everyone, I'm George.
And I'm Jeff.
And it's such a privilege for me to be here with Jeff, not only to be with Jeff, but to be with this amazing aquarium behind us. A little bit of a story about Jeff. When I first started aquascaping in 2002, 2003, Jeff was one of the first guys I saw on the American forums and really loved his work. And one of the guys that first got me inspired into aquascaping after Takashi Amano. So it was really cool to be with you, mate. And I feel a bit like, I know we've met each other quite a few times over the years, but it's still like he's still a bit of a hero of mine. So
thanks, man.
Cheers.
Appreciate it, George. Love your work as well.
Thank you. We have a mutual love for each other,
Yes.
I guess, and aquascaping. So can you just sort of tell the audience who you are, maybe a bit about Aquarium Design Group,
Sure.
And yeah, just tell the story.
Yeah, Jeff Senske from Aquarium Design Group, and my brother Mike and myself founded the company in 2001, and the philosophy from the very beginning was to really expand the sense and possibility of what an aquarium is, what it can be. And over this now 19 years, we've really never let up in that pursuit of really trying to bring the full expression of aquarium, even bringing this philosophy of aquascaping to all styles, hardscapes and marine aquariums and conceptual things and all of that.
Yeah, so you'll see some footage from the Aquarium Design Group store, which is a relatively new venture.
Yes, we're a couple years in, but I'd say we're maybe right at the 2-year mark as far as getting very serious about it. We've dabbled with it for a long time, and we've just made a real big commitment, and really we're able to narrow our focus to what I would just sort of categorize as aquarium software, and that is we're less heavy on dry goods, and the hardware is very simple and straightforward. Our focus is on providing people with fantastic materials to make beautiful aquariums.
So the guys have got the biggest ever hardscape collection I've ever seen in any store. It is huge. I'll get some footage of it for you at some point. And interestingly, Jeff just touched on it. You only stock dry goods that you kind of advocate yourselves, that you use yourselves in your own aquariums.
Right.
And the store is very much of an inspirational kind of place where people can see that final product in all its glory, absolutely immaculately maintained, and you do the whole range.
Right.
So you do.
Again, it's this full range of aquarium expression, as I sort of call it, all the possibilities.
Anything from a 20 centimetre cube all the way up to a 10-foot high-end reef tank. Yeah. And I'm really sorry, Green Aqua guys, but dare I say it? It's a different store.
It's different. It's different. Trust me, we are in awe on a daily basis of what we see from Green Aqua 2. It's a fantastic, fantastic space, no question.
There's room for everyone, obviously. But it's an amazing place. I arrived yesterday, I walked in the store, Jeff was talking at me and I didn't hear anything. I was just, my jaw was down here, and then there's a couple of visitors to the store. We did a bit of a meet and greet, and they were trying to talk to me, and I just couldn't hear anything. I was just literally, I didn't know where to look. I was literally like, say a kid in a candy shop. It was
that's the idea, is just to make a big impression at what I kind of said, the emotional level, like to have this emotional response when you come into the space. I find for people, just opens them up to, again, this possibility, this greater sense of what an aquarium can be. And from there, it's really trying to guide the customer to this opportunity to create something inside the aquarium, because that's the part that we want. We want what's inside the box. We want aquarium software, sort of first and foremost. We need hardware to run the software.
But people aren't interested in that, are they? Unless they're a beginner or someone that's not an aquarium hobbyist.
Right.
So you talk about aquarium hobbyists and aquarium lovers.
Correct.
Which is two really interesting concepts.
Big way I like to sort of frame it, because I find people can sort of go, oh, okay, they don't necessarily have to become, and this is just words and language, none of it's anything. This is not exact categories of people, but if we said in a general sense, all aquarium hobbyists may in fact be aquarium lovers, but not all aquarium lovers are hobbyists in the sense that I think the aquarium behind us is a good example of someone who just really, they want to enjoy the expression aquarium brings to their space, to their life, and they're not particularly obsessed with every detail. They may not be on a forum or a chat group or this kind of thing. They may not be going to conventions like Aquashella, but they love an aquarium. And this is, again, this thing when I say the full expression, there's just so much more to it than just an endeavor as a hobby, though we certainly love and embrace that as well. So I think there's a lot more aquarium lovers out there. Who doesn't love a beautiful aquarium?
Yeah, and I think this is one of the biggest problems in the industry is the aquarium is still kind of perceived by the general public to be, small, ugly glass blocks in the corner of the living space, which gathers algae, has dead fish, smells, takes lots of time to maintain, and is generally a bit of a nuisance. Whereas if we can inspire, the people to become aquarium lovers, and then maybe they become hobbyists, but maybe that doesn't matter if they do or not, as long as we have this industry, kind of catered for by guys like you. I think this is a really
the gateway to this, to the lover, for me, the aquarium lover, is through the heart, through the emotions, and that is this final element of the creative dimension, the art, the design, the composition, because we already have water, which human loves to be near water. We have fish and life, which is just, this is just something we have an inherent loving response to. And then if we can bring in that third element, we've got water, life, and now if we bring in design, in the same way that we're affected by a great piece of art or a wonderful piece of music, we're bringing that dimension into aquarium. What a powerful trifecta, if you will, of emotion. Water, life, art. Wow.
Perfect, isn't it? People are fascinated by Amano, so this...
Sure, as they should be, yes.
So you're a fellow fan of the late Takashi Amano. He was the guy that pretty much started it all for you as well?
Yes, absolutely. I would say that with no Amano, no Aquarium Design Group, really. I mean, and nowhere near, I think, the level of expression and sort of inspiration. So even in an aquarium like this, Mr. Amano's work and philosophy informs literally everything that we do. I am never free of this inspiration. And this is a daily, in my own head, there's a daily reverence, there's a daily sort of expression of gratitude, because I can trace all of my initial vision of what this could be to Mr. Amano.
Same with me.
Yes.
I wouldn't be sat here with you right now.
Yes.
I opened up Nature Aquarium Book Book 1, and I've actually done a whole video on it because it's just such an important book for me.
Yes.
Very important. And we just use these lessons that he taught us, this connection with nature, transforming it, transposing it into the aquarium environment.
For me, it was this element of composition.
Yes.
He showed me composition, something thoughtful, something with philosophy, and not a collection of fishes and plants, which can be a lovely, wonderful thing too. But when we brought in this added dimension of a philosophy, of a purpose, of a direction, composition, and design, this was just this touched me in a way that I can't even express in words. This was the biggest thing.
Interesting story. I think, didn't you give Amano some of your work to look at and for some feedback?
This was a pivotal moment in my life when the first time I met him, he came to the United States, 2001, and I had some very early digital photography then, and had some decent photos of some of my first planted tanks that were attempts at sort of bringing composition in. And he looked at them and he said, "Well, you've gotten good at growing the plants, but your aquariums lack philosophy." And this, right away I knew what he meant, and he did go on to explain. In the most sort of general sense of that is, a high light, high energy, red stem plants, very bright, aquascape versus subdued epiphytes and crypts and the shadowy sort of thing. And then there's all this gradients in between those two, right? But that idea of before I make the layout, having a sense of what do I want to say? What is the expression? What is the image? What's the story? Perfect. Beyond a collection of fish and plants in an aquarium, which again can be absolutely lovely, but we can say more. There can be more expression to this thing.
This is a really good lesson for you guys maybe that are watching, that are less experienced. You know, when you're designing, you're planning your aquascape, this is a number one tip, plan your aquascape. A lot of people just buy random plants from their store, random hardscape, pop it in, and then it's like a lottery if they get it right or not.
Right. And when we say aquascape, this is a specific trajectory. This is a sequence that gives us a far greater chance of achieving a nostalgic underwater scene, which I think is a little closer to what we're all pursuing.
Exactly. So plan your aquascape. Start off with good hardscape. You know, you guys have the best. Wooden rocks, you know, this is a great example. Think about composition, where you're going to put the hardscape. You know, you've watched many of my videos, you always know I always go on about hardscape and how important it is to select it and position it correctly and take your time doing it, do it dry. And yeah, and just have a plan for the plants.
Sure.
Have that end goal in mind. You know, you might want to copy someone's layout. There's nothing wrong with this.
Nothing at all.
Right, you know, copy someone that you like, copy something Amano's done or something Jeff's done or even I've done, because you're going to know if you follow the right rules in terms of how to look after those plants, a few basic guidelines and equipment, you're pretty much guaranteed success. You're going to be hopefully guaranteed to have something that you really enjoy.
Full disclosure, I copy works to this day. Yeah, and I think anytime we take a pointed stone and we angle it this way, when we say Iwagumi, all of this, we are in a sense copying the work of Mr. Amano, and it's lovely, it's wonderful. And this is an aquarium in my space that I'm enjoying. And clearly this is really what matters the most at the end of the day. So when we say copy and all of this, this is just what. Please tell me what in art and music it's all derivative, and there's certain things that we're familiar with, and it's just fine.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up there, Jeff. Thanks so much for letting me in. It's got a bit of a random sort of, not random, but impromptu.
Batting the ball around.
Impromptu interview, and it's hopefully great content for you. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Have you heard of Jeff Senske before now? I hope you have, because like I said, he's a bit of a hero of mine and his brother Mike as well. So you take care, guys. Keep on scaping. Cheerio. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, George.